Welcome to another episode of Haunt Talk. This is Kim, Kristen, and I'm Josh. Today we're going to be reviewing Chippewa Lake Slaughterhouse. This haunt is in its second year of operation. We had actually heard good things. We didn't go the first year, so this is our first year going to it. And what a unique place this was.
Yeah, very cool.
Just from pulling, you kind of arrive on the road and there's you don't really see where it is at first. There's a little sign saying, yeah, you go this way. And it's kind of like you go in between these two houses and we're like, where is it? When you look, the parking lot's here and then you kind of have to walk down this road kind of through a little wooded area. And there's just this old actual slaughterhouse, mind you. This used to be a real slaughterhouse, which is kind of off in the distance. But they haven't really done anything besides added some decorations. So they just let it look like you're going to this creepy old slaughterhouse. They even made a sign, which I'll insert a picture here, and they made it for this, and it just looks so cool. It looks so, at least I think they made it for this, I would assume.
I don't know,
because it looks really realistic, but there's other signs like this in the haunt, and it just, and even the queue line for this place, you enter the line kind of outside of the haunt, so when you actually are ready to go in, you still have a little bit of walking up to this kind of creepy, foreboding building. You're just kind of what the hell's inside of this thing? Yeah. So this even the outside set the mood really well for us.
Yeah, this place was just phenomenal. They never break from their theme, which is really unique because, a lot of times you go to haunted houses and it's okay, well, here's, the haunted house area where it's a spooky mansion or whatever. Oh, now we're in clowns. Now we're in this and that.
Now we're in aliens.
Yeah, this is all slaughterhouse. Basically, it's you walked in on a family who owns this slaughterhouse and slaughters more than pigs.
Yeah. It was so detailed and good. So they had signs, made in the place that looked, pitch perfect to, what there was. You enter through, what's kind of a little diner. You should question what meat they're serving. And it's cool because usually slaughterhouse, when you go to any place, that's usually, one of my least favorite themes because it looks kind of hokey and stuff. But, man, did they sell it, and they sold it good. And the smells... There's a lot of it's not good. It's not. I mean, it's good.
It's good,
but it's not good.
Yeah, it was gross.
I mean, it was everything. Oh, it was so unique, and I haven't been to a haunted house that's this atmospheric. I don't know if I've ever really been to one that's so spot on, in what they're trying to focus on. I mean, they're trying to focus on one thing, and they're making sure they continuously do that one thing. Well, it's kind of think Hills Have Eyes kind of thing. 'Cause it's they're not really deformed people, but it's this messed up family doing messed up things.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of there with them.
A little bit of Chainsaw Massacre kind of stuff,
yeah,
too.
That's,
where it's just the whole family's just screwed up.
Because this place isn't real big on animatronics either. There were a couple, but it's mainly relying on its actors and just the sets that they're in.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't need animatronics. They did so well.
No, they did not. So there was a couple. I remember one being a mannequin, this cool big saw thing would come down and grind into it.
Oh yeah.
I really don't remember too many others though. But the set design was movie quality level. I mean, just And they used their environment so well, and it was really blurred the lines of what was actually here when it was a slaughterhouse and what was added to the haunted house. You cannot tell, and that is so cool.
Yeah. So going into our first category, since we're talking about it so much, sets and props. We gave them a 10 because, again, they were just so good.
Yeah, every scene was just creepy, and we'd enter into another scene, and like I'd just be like, "Oh, this is creepy," and then we enter the next scene, and I'd be like,
really,
"Oh, this is creepy," and we'd enter into another one, and I'd be like, "Ew!" Like it was just every scene.
Yeah, they're creepy. It's just, and the lighting also was phenomenal. Like it was stylistic a bit, but not ever so much where you never actually felt you were in these environments. One other thing I want to talk before we leave the sets and props. Probably the most messed up scene in this whole thing.
Yeah.
So you come to, because of the way it's set up, you come to this school bus that they have taken, and there's like book bags like hanging up in the wall, and there's like some like book bags on the ground that you can actually step on, and like children's belongings. And then when you walk into the next room, there's a whole bunch of children just hanging from the ceiling on like meat hooks and stuff. And we were like, oh god. I mean, of course they're props, but like not like actual children.
It was creepy. Very creepy.
Well, like I was saying it because I was thinking like they weren't like actors, but I'm like, well, I guess they're hanging from meat hooks, so I didn't have to say that. But yeah, it was a really creepy scene, and I was kind of like, I didn't expect them to actually have the children bodies in the next room. I thought they were just going to kind of leave it at that, and you walk in, and you're like, okay, there's dead kids everywhere. That's cool.
The thing.
Oh, jeez.
But moving right on to actors, they were phenomenal.
Yes. A few really standout characters were there's one room that we came into where you could hear somebody like playing on a piano. Not very well. They were just going ding, ding, ding. And we walk in, and this guy comes out, and you can tell that this is like the artist of the family, so to speak. Let's just say he takes his fashion advice from Ed Gein. Yeah, he's making lots of little clothes out of skin. He had a really cool like skull antler mask on.
And there's like thread going between them.
Yeah.
The antlers.
Just really phenomenal. And he didn't really do much other than stand there, and he had these knives, and he was playing it like a violin. And just staring at you and playing this little violin.
He's creepy.
And it was just like the creepiest thing ever, and you're just like, ew.
Yeah, we entered one room where it was a bunch of mannequins, and of course as soon as we walk in, I'm just like, oh no. Because one of them's going to be real, but they were so good at just standing still. I had no idea.
They were like, they weren't like mannequins per se, they were like construction worker looking people. They had like hard hats on and stuff like that to fit the theme. That was really cool. One of my, I don't have a picture of this guy, but I know someone that does. Hopefully I can insert one here. I don't know what he goes by, but he was one of the Q Line actors. God, he was so disgusting. He get in my face and like saying stuff to me, like make his tongue down here, and then he told me he was going to
take you back into the woods.
Well, he had a knife that had family carved in it, and he's rubbing it up and down my chest, and he says, I think I'm going to drag you in the woods and put this in your stinky spot. And then, that thing, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
it was real unsettling, and like, he is freaking gnarly looking. I said, but yeah, I think I know someone that has a good picture, so I'll be able to find that, so that won't be me in the picture, but ew.
Yeah, and they were able to get really close without actually, touching you and everything.
Yeah, they didn't really touch you.
They had these, like, fences and stuff, and they would come at you, and the fences would, like, give. So you thought they were just going to, like, fall on you, and it didn't happen, but they made it look like it was going to happen.
And their hiding spots were great. Something I really liked about this haunt that we were talking about earlier, when you walk into a scene, it's kind of like there's already stuff going on between the actors. Like, it really felt like you were in this environment that a family's living in. Sometimes you go in and they'd be, like, saying things to one another, and, like, they'd be, like, upset almost because you interrupted the thing. Like, she was talking about the guy who's playing piano as we entered the room with the cage thing. There's just a guy, he was, like, up somewhere making noise, and we're like, what is going on? Well, there's, like, a cage up above us, and he came running at the cage, and it fell down, like, on top of us, and, it scared the crap out of us, so I really like the idea of, like, you're walking into an active scene where stuff's already happening, where the actors are acting, when there's not even people there. And I find that really unsettling, because it adds this realism to it that really just takes you into their world. It was creepy. But for actors, we also gave them a 10. They were just phenomenal, and there was a ton of them, and the makeup was great. Just the actors are just pretty much perfect as you can be for a haunted house or even a production. Like, it was great, just great.
Next category is scare factor. They definitely scared us a lot of jump scares, and like we said previously, just every single scene was just creepy. Yeah. We were creeped out by every single one.
Yeah, definitely not like the most high adrenaline, scary thing, but it was constantly, like she said, creepy, dreadful, just again, atmospheric is definitely a great word to describe this place. And they're very in your face and kind of like space invading, which was cool.
Yeah. There was like a scene that I remember the guy really scared us was we saw him as we walked into the room, and then he went around a corner and disappeared, and we're like, he was just here, we just saw him, and he somehow got himself to the other side of the room without us seeing how he got there. And I think he had a chainsaw or something, and he just pulled that out and like chased us out of the room. But it was the weirdest thing, because it was like, how did he get over there from being over here?
Right. And it was a fake chainsaw, too, because remember, it's the only time a fake chainsaw has ever startled me, because he had like a jackhammer like on this like corpse thing, and then he saw us, and like she said, ran away, and we had no idea where he was, but it was so creepy, because he saw, he's like, hee hee, and he ran and like hid from us, and I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. But for scare factor, we gave them the 9. It was really creepy. It could be a little scary, but I don't really think it needed to be, but it was still pretty intense. So that brings us to value. Yeah. It is $20 to get in. It is a little on the shorter side. It's like 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how fast you walk. There's this outside section at the end that could be improved upon. There really isn't that much there. And I think if they actually flesh that out a little bit more, the value would be like top notch. But as it is, it's 9. It's a good value because the quality is great. Just wish it was a little longer, and that last section outside had more in it. That's basically it.
Definitely. So for overall, we gave this place a 9.5.
Yeah, it was really good. We highly recommend you go if you're in the area. Yeah. Sets of props were just amazing, and this is only their second year, so I mean, I'm sure like the couple little tiny complaints that we had will be probably rectified in the coming years, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Right.
Like, I definitely want to go back to this place. It was great. We had a great time.
So that's it for this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. We could really use the subscribers. Don't forget to like our Facebook page. If you feel very generous, we do have a Patreon page. We're just asking for $5 so we can continue bringing you content throughout the year, not just Halloween. Don't forget to share us. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies. Tell whoever.
So share it on Facebook is what she's saying.
Yeah.
Just they're all there.
Share it. We will see you next time. Thanks.
Thank you for watching.